We are ready to get started. We are having our Tai Chi class this morning. Now, before we start, you don't have to learn anything today. You don't have to remember anything. You don't have to go home and practice and study. Don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. And if I go this way and you go this way, it's not a big deal. I don't care. I'm just glad you're here this morning. Now, I like to start with my feet together and my arms out, open nice and wide. And just take a deep breath in and then a nice big breath out. And again, inhaling nice and big. And then exhaling even bigger. And then one more. But this time as I exhale, I'm going to let my hands float gently down. And then on my next inhale, they'll float right back up. Slowly and gently. Constant motion, following my breath. Beautiful. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. On this next inhale, we're going to reach up towards the corners. And then circle our hands in just until our fingertips almost touch. And palms flip over and hands slide right down the front of your body to sink the chi. One more. This time, as my hands reach my legs, I'm going to step one foot out to the side. Which foot? It doesn't matter. And then I'll float my hands gently straight up in front. Again, inhaling up. And then as I exhale, softening my knees and my elbows, letting everything melt down. Rising up with the inhale. Stretching up through the crown of my head like I'm reaching up towards the sun. And then softening, melting. Beautiful. Up and down. And then one more. On this next one, as my hands float up, they're going to come up to about shoulder height and then open out nice and wide for a nice big hug. And then coming in to embrace the moon, one hand scoops under, the other hand on top. And again, everything just softens and melts. Inhaling, my arms open. And then exhaling, closed, circling in. Letting everything soften and relax, like butter melting. You set it next to the warm stove to soften while you're getting ready to make some cookies. And you know it's ready when everything's just softer on the corners. Just like us right now. There's no firm edges, everything's soft. One more here. And then this time, as your arms come back in, make that big hug again. Flip the palms and sink the chi. On our next one, our hands are going to float straight up in front again. And then just hang for a moment in the air. and then start swaying gently, side to side, letting your hands drift from one corner to the other. Floating like leaves on the wind, extending out at the ends of the branches. The leaves aren't doing any work. They're just letting the wind move them. Beautiful. And when you get to your next corner, you're going to pause there and pull into your heart and then push back out. Still with that little sway, shifting side to side. As you pull in, everything softens again and then stretches out. Beautiful. On this next one, pause in the corner and then start drifting back to the other side again. Back and forth, floating gently. Now, next time you reach that other corner, we're going to do the same thing on that side, pulling in and pushing out, gathering in all that bright, warm energy. Hopefully the sun is out where you are, but if it's not, imagine the last time you were sitting out at a picnic, feeling the warm sun on your skin. Smelling the flowers on the breeze, enjoying your favorite foods, good friends, everyone relaxing. Beautiful. On this next one, hang out in that corner for just a moment and then start your drift. Beautiful. Now in just a moment, we're going to get back to that first corner again. We're going to pull our hands in again, but this time we're going to step our foot into. And then as we push out, we're going to step out a little bigger so we can push and pull just a little more. Beautiful. Like the branches of a willow tree. They sway a little more, reach out a little further. Soft and flexible. They go wherever the wind takes them. On this next one, we're going to slide our hands down in front and cross our wrists, and then circle up and over, nice and big. We'll call this one Princess in the Valley. Beautiful. How far forward do you reach? I don't care. Whatever feels good for you. One more here. And then floating those hands up, pull the hands and the foot back in, take your time, and then push back out and start that drift again. Back to being an oak tree, rooted in the center, shifting a little side to side, firm and strong. And then when we get to that second corner, pausing, pulling in, and stepping in, and then stepping out. So we can push and pull just a little more, like the willow tree. reaching out, hanging down over the pond, letting the wind and the water move us as they will. Still staying firm and rooted. Beautiful. On this next one, we're going to cross our hands up high and circle our arms the other direction. For Princess on the Mountain. Beautiful. One more here. And then floating those hands back up. Step in, pull in, and then come back into our drift. Drifting into the corner. Make that big hug, drag it to the middle. Open out nice and wide. And then sink the chi. Perfect. One more. And then floating your hands up. Open them out nice and wide. One hand is going to fall and float gently across to the other side. And then when you reach the corner, your hands are going to change places, like clouds changing shape, and drift gently across the sky. Perfect. Now, not this one, but on the next corner, our top hand is going to make a hook like we're gathering a bunch of fabric. It's going to hold right there while the other hand just continues our circle, floating lazily across the sky, that big puffy cloud, one of those cotton candy clouds. The sun shining on it, making that bright outline around the edges against that beautiful blue sky. One more here. And then on this next one, we're going to release the hook and let it fall and follow the other hand right back to those clouds drifting across the sky. When you get to the next corner, make that hook with the other hand, gathering up that fabric. Holding it like you're holding a drapery and letting the fabric fall. Maybe admiring the way the light from the sun plays on it. Maybe it's some of that shiny satiny material, smooth and delicate. Perfect. On this next one, release the hook. Let that other hand follow. And then when we get back to the first corner, you're going to make that hook again. We're going to do one full circle around. This one is a single whip. And then when we hit the edge where we would just start to make the bottom loop, we're going to bounce right back. Right there. Beautiful. Bounce it back and go the other way. Turning our fingers like a snake creeping through the grass. And then again, releasing that hook, letting that hand drift over, and then the hands switch places. And we're right back to our clouds. When we reach that corner, make the hook, one full loop around. And then when we get to that edge, right where we would start to do the bottom, right there, bounce it back like a slow motion trampoline. Perfect. Letting that hand snake across in front of you. And then on this next one, releasing the hook, letting the other hand follow. Come back to the next corner, make a big hug, drag it to the middle. One, sinking the chi. And then floating those hands back up, letting one hand drift down again. Coming into our cloud hands. When we reach that first corner, we're going to grab our fabric again, but this time we're going to tap our foot in and then step out so that we can make our circle just a little bigger. Perfect. Sweeping across from one corner to the other. And then not now, but on this next one, reversing direction. Bouncing back just to right here. We're going to sink down a little. How far? I don't care. Bounce right back up and then sink a little more to a spot that feels good for you. One more. And then on this next one, snaking all the way through. Down nice and low. Beautiful. How low? Again, I don't care. Whatever feels good for you, as long as you're still smiling. One more, reaching down and then out. And then releasing the hook, stepping the foot in, coming back into your cloud hands. Perfect. Reaching the next corner, make the hook with the other hand, tap that foot in, stepping out, and making our bigger circle. Now, not on this one, but on the next one, we're going to do that bounce back and check in and find that smile spot. Right here, bouncing back, bending that knee. How much? However far feels good for you to still be smiling. One more. Coming back up and then making the big loop all the way around. Reaching up and out as that snake slithers down the tree and then over and up another tree. Why? I don't know. Who knows? Beautiful. Last one. And then stepping that foot back in, release the hook, come right back into your cloud hands. When you get to your next corner, make a hug, drag it to the center, open up nice and wide, gathering in all that energy from all those other hugs being sent out to you. And sink the chi. Beautiful. Just inhaling and exhaling. rising up, and then sinking down. One more. Gathering in even more energy, pulling it into your heart, saving it for later when you might need it, and then float those hands right back up in front of you. Open out wide, and then one hand scoops under, embracing the moon. Tap that foot in, tap it out, and then reach out just like you're bumping a door with the back of your wrist. Let's do that again. Just kind of bumping it open. Gently peeking to see what's on the other side. And then this other hand swings up and around, making a big spiral. And we embrace the moon on the other side. Stepping out, bumping the door there. Turning from one corner into the other, trying to figure out why there's two doors so close together. And then the other hand swings up and around, making your big spiral, and stepping in to embrace the moon. Step out, this time just one bump, and then the other hand comes up to meet. And you're gonna pull down like you're running your hands along a blanket, feeling the material, letting it slip through your fingers, feeling how soft it is. And then on this next one, that other hand sneaks under, circling big all the way around, stepping in to embrace the moon. Stepping out, one bump, and then reaching up and pulling through. Checking out what this blanket's made of. Maybe this one's a little heavier, might be a little warmer for those cold winter nights. Very important to know what blanket you're gonna use, at least for me. Then the other hand sneaks under, circling big all the way around, stepping in on the other side, and then stepping out. One bump this time, one pull through. And then now we're gonna toss that blanket away. Fold the middle and press it forward. Pulling through, toss, fold, and press. Maybe we don't like that blanket. We gotta shove it back in the closet. So we gotta fold it up, push it in there, and then circling those arms around nice and big. Stepping in, stepping out. One bump, one pull through, toss, and fold and press. Toss, and fold and press. One more here. And then again, circling those arms around, big spirals, stepping in to embrace the moon. Step out, one bump, one pull through, one toss and press. And then the hands slide apart, and we're right back to our push-pull. Beautiful. Last one here. And then we're gonna do something a little different. We're just gonna pull straight back in, stepping in, opening out, and then going straight in to embrace the moon on the other side. Perfect. Stepping out, one bump, one pull through, one toss, one press. And then those hands slide apart and we push and pull. Last one. And then this time, as we pull into our heart, we step our foot in as well, opening out wide, circling in to embrace the moon. And we're going to put all those parts together. So one of each. Stepping out, bump, pull through, toss, press, slide apart, push and pull. Perfect. And then pulling back in, opening out wide, embracing the moon on the other side, and grasping the sparrow's tail. Stepping out, bump, pull, toss, press, separate, and push and pull. Fantastic. Pulling back in, stepping in, take your time, open out nice and wide, and then sink the chi. One more. Oh, that felt so good. I think we should do one more, even bigger. Breathing in nice and deep, letting it out nice and loud. And then crossing the wrists, the arms float up, the foot steps in, and the hands float down to close the door. Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming out to play today. It was wonderful to see you guys. I will see you next Wednesday.